Folks, I am so confused about the latest March on Quel'Danas raid cinematic, and I'm just trying to get some answers. So that's why I'm making this video, all right? Because I've been trying to understand WoW lore, all right? A lot of people have been like going, hey, you know what? The story's been pretty good this expansion. You should check it out. It's great. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna watch these cinematics. I'm gonna learn about some of the lore. I talked to Noble in a video where he was kind of talking about everything, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it a chance. And so yesterday I was like, let's watch this new March on Quel'Danas raid cinematic, right? And I don't understand so much of what just occurred. Okay, so first off, Quel'Danas is back. Okay, I thought she couldn't leave the maw or whatever it is, right? She had to like collect a bunch of souls, and they're like, you have to collect 8 billion souls before you can return from the maw. And it's just like, okay, I guess nothing escapes the maw except us, her, the people we rescue, the jailer, right? Like, all right, cool, whatever. It's Shadowlands, okay? I don't care. They could honestly just retcon Shadowlands, and I would not care in the slightest. But what happens here, I think the way it occurs is just, it almost feels like a Sailor Moon villain, right? Like you're watching Sailor Moon and the villain shows up and is like, ha 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 ha. And then they like try to fight and they die. Or they just go like, foiled again. And then they're gone. That's what it feels like. It feels like I'm watching a Sailor Moon villain. And I don't know, like, it almost feels like most of the characters are just Tuxedo Mask, where he's like showing up and saying, you didn't do anything. And he's like, did I? Didn't I? Right? And that just disappears. So like, so Quel'Danas shows up from the maw. She shoots an arrow, and it just hits Xal'atath in the shoulder because she like misses, or maybe that's what she was trying to hit. I don't think so. And then Xal'atath is just like, I'm out of here. These crazy windrunners, right? And it's just, I don't understand why she's back. I don't understand. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I don't really understand what Xal'atath really wants. I've seen people say she wants to survive. I've seen people say she wants power. But when I was looking up some stuff about like how powerful is Xal'atath, like what does she want and all this stuff, right? And it says here, the whole thing about her taking Dimensius's power was that she is now one of the most powerful beings in the universe. So like in her current state, is she like, so she like truly is one of the most powerful beings in the universe. So why is she like freaking out like, oh no, Quel'Danas, right? Or like, why is she freaking out about anybody? Like, shouldn't she just be like blasting, like pew pew pew? Is there like limitations to her power? Like she has all this power, can she not use it? Like, this is what I mean. It feels like I don't really and I don't know why she's doing this. Is she just doing this just because she's like, I'm gonna get so powerful that no one will ever hurt me again? Like, but like, is that it? Like, I feel like there's so many mysteries, but they're not like good mysteries. It feels like everything's just very vague, and everything's very vague to try and create mystery, but the mystery is just what's going on. Like it creates, there's no vagueness and mystery about like, oh man, is this thing really tied into this, or is it tied in? It just feels like I don't know what's going on, man. Why is she doing this? Why doesn't she just do this? Why didn't she do that? And then I also have this theory of like Xal'atath, like can she even die? Because I know like she's in this body that isn't hers, right? But doesn't that mean like, can she like swap between bodies and stuff? Can she swap to a different body? Did she pick this body just because she's like, this elf is pretty cool? Like, like why? Is it giving her some sort of magical power? Is it buffing her up? Right? Because I was thinking like, how cool would it be if Xalatath could just like warp around to different bodies and shit, where it's like she's gonna get killed, but it's like bloop, she just like morphed into Illyria, and then Illyria's like, oh shit, I'm like possessed by Xalatath, and then she's like bloop, like she's the most powerful being in the world. Couldn't she just do this? And then it's like, oh, Xalatath's got the power to like go to anybody. How shoot her? Oh, we missed her. Shoot her over there. Like, I don't know. It feel even that would be like, oh yeah, she's pretty powerful, man. She's going crazy. Instead of just going, you missed. Gone. Like, I don't know, could she not 1v1 Sylvanas? She got like blackmail. This is what I mean, and I think this is a lot of people are saying when they say they have problems with WoW storytelling. Is it just it feels like there's no clarity. And I think yeah, and this is kind of like coming from my current background of I've been getting a lot more into reading and writing and learning about writing and good storytelling, and even watching things like The Amazing Digital Circus, where I have spent hours looking through like all of the episodes and like piecing together stuff and being like, okay, this makes sense, and like, why would they want to do that? But like in that show, things like there's mystery, there's intrigue, there's a lot of stuff going on that you don't understand, but there's like the characters are good, like the story is good, the writing is good, right? Things make sense, but the things that don't make sense still can kind of make sense. But like with the WoW writing, it feels like nothing makes sense, or like things like I mentioned the maw. Like, how did she get out of the maw? And then they're like, Sylvanas, how'd you get out of the maw? Didn't you have to collect like 8 billion souls? And she's like, did I? And then she just leaves. You're like, what the hell? What's going on, man? I don't know. It's like, I don't understand like the goal or the motives, or like I don't know. This is frying my brain. And the worst part is I really am trying to understand. Right? Like, I really am trying to understand this. And it's, I was trying to read some other posts here. So somebody said, we've also stabbed new gods, demigods, fire lords, ghost visions, illusions, echoes, avatars, titans, world souls. So like, at this point, we're probably just going to stab her and she'll die, or like fall off the edge of something. And I think this is kind of hitting the point of where I'm getting at with WoW lore. And it feels like there's no stakes. And I think that's kind of the biggest issue that I have with it. Like, I don't even mind if it's like Disney lore, Marvel lore, or crazy lore. I don't care what kind of lore it is, but it feels like there's no stakes, because it feels like everything that happens is going to be okay. And I think this happened a lot with like Game of Thrones, right? I think if you go watch Game of Thrones, like early in the season, everything felt very realistic in terms of like, you don't know who's going to live or die. People would always just be like, everyone's going to die. But there's a sense of realism there of like, oh, I don't know if this character is going to live or die, because everybody's just a person like out in the world trying to do their thing, have their own goals and what have you. But like when it comes to this type of thing, it's like, what's going to happen? Like I still have no faith in Xalatath that she's gonna like do anything crazy. I don't think, like, she hasn't killed anybody. Like, nobody important feels like they've died or had any type of risk of dying. Like, people have gone missing, people have like gone like crazy or stuff, but nobody's. It just feels like nothing bad's gonna happen. Like, it feels like we're gonna save the day, and that's that. And I think that's just like, me personally, I think that's just boring. It's one of the reasons why in that one trailer that we saw for Midnight, it was like she's corrupting the Sunwell, or trying to corrupt the Sunwell, and then everybody joined together and they're just like, we're gonna take her down. And it was like, I thought she was gonna like kill somebody there. I thought she was gonna like blast somebody, like, and then they're just like, oh my god, right? Just like something crazy. She's the most powerful being. Oh my god, what? I'm like lagging out right now, and it's just. But instead, it's like, it feels like we're just gonna get a superhero ending of like Xalatath's gonna keep Sailor Moon laughing, and then it's gonna be literally like Sailor Moon, and then they're all gonna come together and be like, guys, through the power of elven friendship and magic and the power of the light, and they'll hold hands, and it'll be like, and then Xalatath will be like, no, and then she'll like explode. That's what it's gonna be. They're gonna hold hands. They're gonna sit around the void, or not the void, the light, the Sunwell, whatever. They'll sit around some shit, and they're gonna use the power of friendship. And Xalatath's gonna be like, friendship, and explode. I would almost bet money. I would like, I'm like 75% sure that's how it's gonna end. Or the other 25%'s like something of that variety. And just like when I keep bringing up a lot of these old villains like Arthas and stuff, people be like, well, Arthas wasn't that fleshed out. People like Arthas because of nostalgia and playing him in Warcraft 3. And that might be true, right? There's going to be elements of that. Like you play in Warcraft 3, you want to see how it ends, all this stuff. But like with Arthas, I at least had some semblance of what he was like aiming for, like, or what he was about, right? He was a good guy. He was the fallen hero, right? He was a hero. He was trying to do what's best. He had the whole Stratholme situation, which, you know, it's kind of a grayscale area. Some people are like, okay, yeah, I can see why he's doing that. Other people are like, no, that's kind of messed up. But it makes you think, like, this is a difficult decision. Some people agreed with him, some people didn't, you know, and we get that to this very day. And it's like he's making a difficult decision. But then he starts going a little crazier, right? He starts like having the issue with the mercenaries where he's like, no, I need my vengeance, right? He's driven by revenge. He's like, I want my vengeance. I'm gonna kill that dreadlord. I'm gonna frame these mercenaries. And you're like, whoa, man, like what the shit are you doing? And then he's like, then he goes off the deep end, right? Then he's corrupted. There's Frostmourne and all this stuff. And so you watch him like lose his like all of the goodness within inside him. And then he's like, I'm in Northrend. This is my territory. This is my domain. I sit on my throne atop this place. And it feels like when you go there, you're like, okay, we're going there. We're going to fight this guy that used to be good. He lost his way. He's like full of vengeance and evil and power. But like, you know where he came from, right? You're like, maybe there's some good left inside of him. And if not, then it's just, it is what it is. But we have to stop him. And that, like, there's something to that. And I think that's such like a basic simplistic thing. And I don't even think it's that hard to do. Like, I feel like if Xal'atath had something, like, it feels like she just needs a goal. Like, maybe she just needs to get shoes, right? She's like, I hate having these bare feet. Everyone keeps talking about my feet. There's these amazing shoes. They're these void Louis Vuitton heels. And they're gonna be the greatest. And I won't have to wear my bare feet. There'd be people that wouldn't even want to play the expansion because they'd be like, dude, let Xal'atath get her shoes, man. Like it feels like she just needs something instead of like surviving that's not like a goal. That's just like what everybody does. Like who isn't surviving? Like, right? Like who is it? And like power, like what do you want with the power? Like, I want to destroy Azeroth. Why? Like that's such a like, it's like a cartoony villain type of thing where they just want power to want power. Like I just want some substance there, man. I don't, and I think that's why I like the side quests in World of Warcraft so much more, is because there is some substance there. It's on a much smaller scale, but like it feels like the side quests are just done so well, and there's so many meaningful side quests and stuff like that, and they don't even have to be that crazy, right? Like I don't know. At this point, I feel like I'm ranting. I'm losing my mind. I mean, this whole thing's been a rant, but. It's kind of all over the place, but I wanted to see if somebody in the comment section could genuinely like explain this, or if you're just as confused as I am. And it also felt like some of the older villains just like got shit done, right? It felt like they were just doing stuff, and I feel like Xal'atath a lot of these times it's a tropey thing where the villain just laughs. It's like when they do their monologue where they have the hero and the hero's like standing there like ready to get killed, and they're like holding the sword over them like, I'm gonna plunge it into them, and they're like, let me tell you why I did all this, right? And then they go on like a 50-minute dialogue of like, and then the thing, blah, blah, and then they explain everything, and then all of a sudden, oh no, the hero shows up. It's Sylvanas with a bow. Oh man, if I only would have stabbed them like in the past 50 minutes, right? It's like that type of shit, and I'm like, come on, man. I don't know. Like, to me, if you're gonna make a villain, this is just my opinion. I guess all this is my opinion. I think you just take something and then you have that villain like amplify it, right? Like maybe it's kind of like the Zul'jin or whatever, right? Like, oh, okay, I understand. People are attacking his land. Like these elves are like literally taking his land, trying to kill him and all this stuff. But then he goes insane, right? You're doing it in like a crazy way. It's almost like you can agree sometimes with the villains. You agree to a certain point. Same with Arthas, right? Let's say like you're just like, hey man, I'm trying to defend my land, and you're like, hey, you know what? I understand that. And they're like, but what if I take all my citizens and mutate them into monsters and have them fight for the land for me? And you're like, okay, that's probably going a little far there. And then they're like, what if I suck up all the power of all my citizens and then destroy all the land so nobody can have it? And you're like, okay, right? Like you start seeing like this is the part where you're like, I understand, and then it's like, bleh, and you're like, whoa, all right. I feel like that's what they need, and I think that's really what Xal'atath's problem is I don't know what she's doing this for, and maybe we'll find out eventually. But like, I feel like we should find out pretty early on because we're going on to the 3rd expansion, and I still don't know what it is. So like, are they just saving it for the end? Is she gonna have like one big thing at the end, like I was the jailer all along, like some shit like I don't know, man. I don't know. Either way, thanks for listening to my rant. Comment down below if you want to comment something. I don't know. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll put some other videos. I just made a thing about 107 pointless facts or this pointless top 10 ceilings. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Okay? See ya.